All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna go over how we use this lighting setup that I have showed you before, the Peter Hurley triangle, and how we turn it into a more Rembrandt type of lighting, which I feel like sometimes they call it like editorial lighting. It looks a little bit more editorial. We start to introduce a shadow across the face. So we're also recording on my camera, so you'll be able to see what it actually looks like on a good camera. So we've got the triangle lighting set up, and we want to create this more shadowed look. So we want to transition from basically having two key lights and one fill on the bottom to having one key light, one fill light, and then a little kick light at the back. So key, fill, kick is what we're going for. So this light right here is going to stay our key light. This one up here, what we're gonna do first is we're going to swing it out. Okay, so now that light is facing that direction, and you can already see we're starting to get a little bit of shadow there on Levi's face. Next, we're going to turn the bottom light off. So this light right here is off, and then this one, I am going to turn down to 10%, like so. So now you can see we're really starting to emphasize the shadow on Levi's face, but we still want to have the kick on back there. So I actually turned this light on to have a little bit of splash of light on the background. And then here is the light that's going to be our kick. This light we've got set to 7% right now, so it's pretty just little tiny amount of light there. And then the other thing, because we ended up turning some lights down, he looks darker on the camera screen. So what we're gonna do is now I'm gonna open up the aperture a little bit to f2.8. So now we're properly exposed on the camera, and you can see that we've got a nice little kick of light hitting his cheek, his jaw a little bit, and just setting him apart from the shadow. It's a very subtle. I tend to like going subtle with the kick. We could turn it up a little bit if we do this, and let's say we went up to like 10%, like that, on this light. We could add just a touch more, but some photographers I find just really blast that kick and it kind of overpowers the key light, which I don't like doing. So that's essentially it. So we've got them in the same position that we would have somebody in the triangle position. We kind of get them over nice and tight to this key light, so they're still right there. So you can see the ear is still darker than the front of his face. Also in this position, we still get light in both of his eyes. So that's really important. And then this light, you can adjust this light a little bit. If we turn it out more this way, you can see the shadow on his face starts to get more dark. So there's less fill light. I usually like to have it pointing straight back towards me. So there's just a little bit of light filling that in so the shadows aren't quite as harsh, especially if I'm shooting more of a corporate client. We don't want to go too dramatic with that usually. So that's what I like to do. And this light down here is not doing anything. It's off, although it probably is, it's providing just a tiny bit of bounce, filling in some of the shadows like under his chin and things like that, but it's not doing too much. So there you have it. Key, fill, kick at the back, and Levi. And there we go. That's how we do what I call the editorial lighting for corporate headshots. Thanks, guys.